Oh, here we are again. See? Let me get out of that. Get out of that. Get into that. That. See if that's working. It might not if you're in the feed. Let's see. Hello, sweetie. How you doing? How you doing, Isabella? Yeah. She might not be able to answer because she might be in the, I don't know. I was going to call Brenda and ask her what she thought. So, Isabel, what do you think about those 12 scientists missing? Well, they're saying 13, but it's like uh, up in the air, I guess, on the 13th one. Um, but it's both women and men. And you know what? Honestly, I don't know because my Wi-Fi's fine. I went and checked it. So I don't know what's going on with that. Let's see if we can get her on the line here. Let me make this up right here. See if I can hear her. Might not. Let me see. Brenda, are you in here? Because if you are, my calling you is not going to work. But what did you think, Isabel, on the? Okay, hold on. Yeah, we're regulating right now. Those missing scientists. We know it's not a coincidence. I'm sorry, this is back and forth. It's because of my light. So if you could just handle not having a lot of light, okay. Doesn't have to be clear. You don't know, you haven't had time. Oh, okay. That's cool. It's just that all of the scientists missing seem to be chemist lab nuclear scientists from quite the same area. They all know each other. There's some are like close colleagues, and suddenly they leave their homes without their phone. So I was talking to a friend of mine earlier, and I think they're getting a call from someone. This is just me. I think they're getting a call from someone to say, if you know what's good for you and your family, you'll come out of your house and you'll meet us up here in the mountain or whatever. Uh, take a backpack with water or whatever. But they're missing, okay? They're missing. And there's no reason that they should be missing. Um, their security, sure. Any country would probably want to see, have them and see what they know. But, to be honest, Russia and China have really great scientists. Sweden has, they have all of these great scientists, and a lot of them have even correlated information with each other. That's not really top secret. So I'm just thinking that maybe it doesn't have to do with nuclear. Maybe it is because they also have been researching the UFO stuff. I mean, a lot's come. If you ever watch the hearing, congressional hearing, and I could pull that up here. Um, well, I'll do this again and see if it stays connected okay.
Dead. So two more. Odd to explain deaths in the mystery surrounding the scientists that have gone missing or dead recently.
Deep research into anti-gravity jet propulsion, into special alloys made for high-intensity heat, an alloy called Mondelez, and so much more. Ideas and theories that most of us have never imagined that under their skill and expertise were actually coming true until they go missing or are found dead. 11 that we know of. Many of them I've
No,
been
it's
able to
actually
connect
12 now.
1, 2, 3, 4 to.
Hello. My name is Adam Ferrer.
Okay, well, that's an ad.
Phoenix Energy.
Oh,
Joining us at our next investor webinar.
I don't know if they've interviewed the families just yet. Maybe she'll know because this is fairly new what Nancy Grace is talking about. But it's bizarre how they all left quite in the same manner. Um, when you're looking at how they went hiking, I'm just thinking, okay, what's up with that? This is a mystery, and I'm pretty sure there's a crime somewhere. I doubt that all of them left their house to go hiking on days apart from each other to go and off themselves. I don't believe that. And some of them have been found dead, like the guy in the Tesla. Um, that was a mystery in itself because of the Tesla. Right. I'm sure it is top secret. Because they have been also, if you heard Trump, he's going to release the files. Even if they try to redact, they try to mark anything up, he's going to order them to release the files on the UFOs. The UAPs is what they're calling them. Are they UAP, UFO, UAP, PAU? Anyway, definitely, right after he said that, then suddenly all this weird stuff starts happening. And so, come on. I mean, the way the Tesla was on fire, that thing was blown up. I don't have to be there. And, a lot of us, you don't have to be there. You don't even, it's funny. I mean, in court, sure, if you're going to take someone to court, you have to have evidence. The DA has to have good evidence and everything. But I mean, there are some things that you just know that that the way that Tesla was on fire, it was blown up. A Tesla is going to catch on fire. You're going to open the door and get out and run for your life. Same with the house. Usually in a house, when you can't get out of a fire, think about why you can't get out. But when you're in a car, the way it was investigated is that it was blown up from underneath. So something's going on to where they don't want um, maybe something that these scientists know other than nuclear. Everybody knows that scientists are working on nuclear things, but I mean, we've been doing that since the 50s. So there's not so much interest from other countries to kidnap your scientists because the countries that have the nuclear weapons, I mean, they already know how to make them. So I'm just trying to use wisdom on why they would really be told to leave their house, possibly be kidnapped, or taken to another country or offed. I just really think it's what happened is they have information that we've always had about UFOs, and we've grown in our technology because of having those UFOs. Um, it's not a conspiracy theory. Now, JD Vance and others, even Obama is talking about, yeah, we have aliens that are just not at Area 51. Well, it doesn't matter where they're at. If we have them, if we have UFOs and aliens, then tell the public where they're at. You know, a lot of the public can't handle it. I agree. The government has always said, like a fool is born every minute. So it means you're going to have those people born every minute who panic, who, and unfortunately, they said this, low IQs. You're going to have people who, am I still connected? People who just do crime, um, don't have empathy for others, other people's families. They only think about their own. They don't think ahead. They don't have a bigger picture of life. And so those people are born every minute. I get it. The government has always said that to us. But to me, I believe that they can release the files and they could just tell us, hey, yeah, we've had them since the late 40s. That's how we grew so quickly. We actually had our cell phones in the 1950s, and the government had huge phones back then. And I know they did. I know they did. They had these big box phones, but they could contact each other. And they figured out satellites, throw them into space. But before then, they had frequencies and other lines. So all of these phone lines weren't just phone lines. That's why the government funded some of the utility companies. But a lot of people don't know that. But the government has always been able to contact each other. And the other thing too is all of the frequencies that would relay over to other countries. So, I mean, all the countries know this. This isn't top secret what I'm saying. But we've had this technology. We've had special technology that came very, very fast. After Graham Bell, you would think if we had like the phone that's on my wall, um, it's like a 1900s phone. Yeah, shoe phone. Yeah, I had a shoe phone, but I broke it because I gained weight. Anyway, I'm joking. I don't know. I just think it's about the UFO stuff. I really do. Because the other countries have also, dadgummit. I know who dadgummit is. But anyhow, yeah, I'm serious, man. It's got to be the UFO. Yeah, I remember the TV show. Yeah. All right, we're going to skip that part.
To McCaslin, General Neil McCaslin, who oversaw funding and research, who was seeing over, commanding an entire Air Force base, but also was in charge of funding and overseeing research into many of these projects, joining us at All Star Panel to make sense of what we are learning tonight.
Max and
I reach out to special guest joining us, Chris Malore, Deputy Science Editor for Daily Mail. What is happening. Many people thought that this was fantastical, but it's not. And now the FBI has joined the probe. And I would like to add, in stark departure from normal FBI tactics, which we saw out in the Nancy Guthrie case. Remember, the FBI did not enter into the investigation until they were invited by Sheriff Nanos, who took his sweet time doing it and screwed up the investigation. Here, they have jumped in first into the disappearance of General McCasland, which opens up an entire can of worms into the other 10 scientists, and that's 10 that we know of, Chris Malore.
That's right, Nancy. Actually, this has been something that has been pushed by a lot on Capitol Hill. We've spoken to Congressman Eric Burleson and Tim Burchett at length, and they've been pushing for this investigation. A lot of the initial investigations were done by local police, and the congressmen have definitely pushed this into the forefront for a federal investigation as of late.
Many have been found dead. Many just simply disappear. And they disappear under very unusual circumstances. They are connected. That's where I start all criminal investigations, with connectivity. Is there anything linking them? And to you, Brian Fitzgibbons joining us, Director of Operations, USPA Nationwide Security, who leads a team of investigators finding missing people, former Marine, Iraqi war vet. Brian, many people say these are not connected, but I, from over 1,000 miles away from where they went missing, have been able to connect 5 of them. 4 connected to General Neil McCasland. Much happening out of the New Mexico jurisdiction, New Mexico and California. Listen to these connections and how the people went missing. Let's just start with Melissa Casillas, administrator at the Los Alamos National Laboratory and the AFRL. So you've got the Air Force Lab, the Air Force Research Lab, and Los Alamos Nuclear Lab. She worked there. She worked with Chavez, Los Alamos, and AFRL. Marcia worked at the AFRL, Air Force Research Lab. General McCasland oversaw, actually ran, commandeered the AFRL, including the funding, specifically RISA's project. Stephen Garcia, government contractor, built parts for nuclear weapons connected to the AFRL. Well, I can connect more, but listen to how Melissa Casillas goes missing. She takes her daughter a sub sandwich for lunch. She says she's going to work from home. She is spotted on camera, surveillance cam, leaving around 2 p.m. in the afternoon there in New Mexico. She never went for a walk in the heat. She took no cell phone, no identifying objects. Never seen again. Walking briskly eastbound. A shoe that may belong to her was found in a canyon. Even though cadaver dogs and scent dogs were brought out, nothing. Then you've got Monica Jacinto-Riza. She got her funding from AFRL, and she was specializing in jet propulsion. She is on a hike in the LA National Forest. She's with a friend, a female friend who's just ahead of her. The friend looks back. She waves and smiles. A few minutes later, she looks back. Monica's gone. Gone.
Okay.
And in 10...
Seriously? Seriously. So I don't think that they were taken up in any spaceship. Come on, somebody was following them, don't you think? Each person. Secret agent. Yeah, 99. Yeah, they were followed by a professional. Yep.
Digital search and more. Nothing. She's gone. McCaslin.
What happens when a 50-year-old man walks DHT naturally for
Darn
just
these
90
ads.
days? Day 1. Nothing visible
Skip.
McCaslin, General William Neal McCaslin, who oversaw funding, is at home. In the space of less than 1 hour, Fitzgibbons, he disappears. His wife sees him, a repairman sees him. The wife leaves for a hair appointment around 11:04 a.m. She comes back around 12:04 a.m. p.m. He's gone. He leaves without his cell phone, his keys, a smartwatch which would have identified him and tracked him. He leaves behind those prescription glasses you see him wearing. He takes nothing to identify him, but he does take a 38, and he's wearing a pair of hiking boots.
Okay.
Listen to this.
Uh-oh.
Sometime later, a gray Air Force sweatshirt is found discarded by the side of the road. The only thing that would have identified him as being with the Air Force is found discarded. There's Steve Garcia. Again, goes for a walk and never comes back, leaving behind phone, watch, ID, you name
Okay.
it.
That's that's exactly why I think they got a call and told you will leave your belongings. Don't bring anything and get your butt over here. You're going to hike to this area. Seems like the majority is in New Mexico, but some were in California. And somebody decided, I am not going to listen to all of it. I'm going to go ahead and take a gun. But the majority of them, left everything behind. And maybe one was told, leave it behind, and he didn't. And they got him in his car. So I just think that somebody sent out professionals to get rid of them. They knew something special. They got to see, and they probably agreed with the whistleblowers that they should maybe come forth because of the congressional hearing. It made people very nervous, and the whistleblowers, whether they're colonels, generals, or not, pilots, all of them, they need bodyguards and people they know, like bodyguards, like Trump did, because anyone can pose as a bodyguard and actually be a part of the whole agenda, right? So that's going down a rabbit hole. But what I'm saying is that there's just too much coincidence that it can't be a coincidence that they're missing. So I'm just going to get off of here now. Jackie called in. Let me see. Yeah, Jackie called in, but I'm going to save calling her for another time. Just remember, these people are missing. Some of them are dead and some are missing. Now, she's got it to where it's 11, but as far as I know, it's 12, and then there's a 13th one that they're checking on to see if he's really missing. So, be on the lookout, because anywhere like where I live, you can go hiking. Anywhere where there's a hiking trail, anywhere near a base, but especially Los Alamos. You've got Wright-Patterson and Los Alamos. There's also, let me see, what's out in Nevada? It's a Fallon base. A lot of people don't know about the Fallon base, but the Fallon base, and there are some other places that I will not mention, but definitely people are missing who have obviously serious information that someone doesn't want it to come forth if they decide to be whistleblowers. They'd rather just get rid of them regardless. And they probably made a threat to their families and told them to come on out, and you just never know. So that's my theory. That's my opinion. And is it professional? Nope. Peace out, people.